money back. It's not hard. Talk to the one that lives this side of you and the one that lives this side of you. Done. That's $200 back if you can do that in a week. Get them to refer a few neighbors to win a trip. You're done. You got your money back. It just requires that you get up and do it. Okay? But if you're not, if your new people that come into your business aren't willing to do that, then don't help them. Don't spend your time on the day 26 or 27 running over to an apartment complex trying to get a customer for them, putting it under there, trigger $135 to you. I guarantee you in that same amount of time, if you sit down and looked at your list and made a few phone calls with the information you're about to get in the next half of this training, you'll make more than $135. You just have to believe you will. And look, the numbers tell the story. You can keep worrying about making sure everybody in your business triggers their bonus, or you can just worry about putting new vending machines in and let those people who made their own decision, succeed or fail as a result of their own efforts. We're incenting them to go get their customers. We put a lot of money out there for them to do it. But if you notice, this month, to kick off the year, we've also put money on the personal sponsoring side of the business. So here's what you need to have confidence in. When you put a new consultant in this business in January, they've got all the incentive in the world to go out and get their customers. What you need to communicate to them is that you're there to help them do that if they're willing to do it in the first 7 days. Okay? And after their first 2, they're on their own for the rest of them. You need to move on. If they haven't done it in their first 7 days, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. And if they do, that's a bonus, but don't spend your time trying to figure out how to talk them into it or to do it for them. Because it's the same thing that Steve talked about earlier when you're making your list and you're looking at who you're going to go talk to. If you're 7 and you go talk to 5s, that's a recipe for failure because it just diminishes over time. People do what you do, and those people do what their people did, and eventually, like he said, you've got an organization of zero. Same thing with people who come into your business and are new MCs. If you do the work for them, this is what's funny about it. They don't assume that they have to do the work for their new people. They assume you're going to do it for their new people. Yeah. No, you did it for me, you'll do it for my people. And then next thing you know, you're doing it for all your people.
Right.
And all you're running around doing all day long is trying to get customers here and there and everywhere. And you're stressed out and your business stops growing and you're looking around going, why? And the next thing you know, you're going, well, that's all these deposits. If I just got these deposits. I mean, listen. You gotta focus your time, effort, and energy on what pays you. On what pays you. And I'm telling you, you are in the distribution business. You are trying to create a network of people who distribute electricity that you get paid for, and you want them to distribute that electricity to high-quality customers. Okay? So it's very important that as the rest of this day unfolds that you remember what it is that you get paid to do, because we're going to spend the rest of the day talking about this side of the ledger. We're going to talk about how to put people from your written list into your business and how to use the techniques for doing that to build momentum in your business. And I'm telling you, if you'll follow it, it's simple stuff. If you'll follow it, you will create momentum in your business. And it will explode in 2009, but you got to trust me on this. It won't if you spend all your time worried about getting customers to put under people who aren't doing it for themselves. That is a recipe that will never work, and it will only end in frustration for you. And it's back to what's my goal and what's my objective, my why, and my next promotion. Okay, so Lane and Steve are going to come back up here in a minute. Before we do that, I know everybody's kind of getting hungry and we're getting close to lunch. I want to bring up our Director of Events and Recognition, Ms. Kristen Cook. And she is going to recognize some of our recent promotions to RC and SC. And then we've got a special treat today because we've got a new EC that is local. So,
loves this training.
Yeah.
Loves it. Well, believe me, there is tons more to come this afternoon, but we're going to give your brains a short little break and have some fun. Not that training's not fun, but we do want to recognize some people. I want to know who in here, and I want to hear you. Who in here went to Ambition 2008?
Yeah.
It seems like yesterday. Well, guess what? We're already gearing up for Ambition 2009. So, and you guys are going to be able to register starting next month. So we are we're going to have, we'll be back here locally in September, and look for that. Get ready to start registering again. One of the really fun things that we do during general session at Ambition is what we call our regional and senior consultant marches. And it's really fun because we get to recognize every regional consultant, every senior consultant, and they get to come across the stage and shake their hands and sometimes give a little hug, and then they get to tell everybody what their name is and where they're from. Well, we have some folks in here today who have promoted since Ambition. Well, I don't want to wait until September to pull them up here, I mean, really. So what I want to do, I'm going to start with the regional consultants who've promoted since Ambition. I'm going to call your name, and I want you just to come join me up here on stage. And stay up here when you get here. but please, I'm going to call your name, come down here, join me on stage, okay? So, our regional consultants who've promoted since Ambition. Oh, Chris Arnold. Come on down, Chris Arnold. I'm going to move quick, so get down here. Larissa Clark. Move quick. Go for it. Jose and Monica Jan-10. Come on down. Marlon Downey. Elaine Dutcher. Come on down. Miriam Jenkins. I have Ellen on tap. Ilse Grimaldo. Richard Hall. Marilyn Jenkins. Alan Johnston. Phyllis Jones. Yvette Lopez. Leslie Miller. Chris Muncy. Lance and Diane Ross. Jesse Sanchez Sr. Thomas Stiles. Okay, now there's a few that just registered, so they didn't get up here, but I do have their names, so come out and join us. Gino Aquino. Alan Van Valkenburg. And Dawn Childers. Dawn Childers. Where's this? Stand up. Can y'all squeeze together? Squeeze it all up. Squeeze together. Let's take a great picture with you guys. So, some people in front, some people in front. I have that. Mary Bell Chapman.
Gals, it's great
I'm
to
gonna try
be
that
here
again now
with
that I
you
pressed
today.
play.
2009, can you believe it? We're in 2009. 2008 just zipped right by, and here we are. If I haven't seen you this year, Happy New Year to you. And I'm sorry I couldn't be here in person, but this is the next best thing. I actually had an NLP certification seminar booked for the past 6 months, and it only happens one time in the United States this year, so couldn't afford to miss that, so I can do a better job of helping all y'all in the future. I'm from Texas now, all y'all. Anyways, it's great to be here with you, and this event's just going to be phenomenal. We're starting a tour to get the year kicked off for everybody on the right foot. And I want to talk to you here today about something that's tremendously important. But first of all, I got to tell you something. I have never seen a